Good morning. We are live, and camera's a bit positioned the wrong way. That's a little better. Not that the background matters that much at the moment. Let's get into some development. Still working on family tree, and got this one with a question mark. Add more stats to record. I've got the basic stat system working. I don't have any particular stats that are needed. I do have a sore eye that I'm going to be keeping closed most of the time. So I think I might move that. I'll check that I fixed that. Move this down into my polish section because it's not really needed for that stats system to work. So it could be part of the polish here. So that I can get on with, hopefully I'll get to the tutorial system. That's the final system. But I've got a few other little things that I'd like to do. So yeah, let's get on with those. We'll say the stat system is finished. And we'll definitely be able to get those two sorted today. And whoops. And I'll at least get a start on that tutorial system today. So here we are. All right, let's jump straight over to here. And what is going on with this chat window? Let me just fix that up. Oh, do I even have audio going through? Yes, I do. Excellent. Just reopening my chat window here because it seems to have trouble connecting. Unless I reopen it. Cool. Did I say connect? It seems to have trouble connecting unless I close and reopen it. Oh, too many burritos here. Those are from Throw Burrito, which is quite a fun game. It can be a bit of a challenge depending on whether your knee is in a good state or not. So I think I might have addressed that last time, but let's have a quick look. Oh, there's not some good ASMR. I'm thinking. It'd be faster on my mute button there. I noticed trying to open the game on desktop. Let's see if I can open a browser up here. And open this URL that's just down there. Just while that's loading, so here's the game on Edge. But here it is here. So basically I do need to go fix up these menus as part of the polish. But I've got this main menu, stats menu, settings, and that's basically it. But I noticed the settings menu when I was on a screen ratio like this, that was not visible, but I have done something just to change the scaling on that. So I think that's actually okay now. Basically, I'd like them to work to about that. Now, the reset stats button's still a bit low. It's not really scaling properly. Now I've got two of those going at once. Let me pause that. So stats is fine because everything's up the top. Settings. Yeah, that's looking okay. I can get to that button. I could just shift all this stuff up, and that would work even better. So yeah, I might just do that. Not while the game is play state. But yeah, that'll be the final thing I do for that for the moment, because the menus will need redoing anyway. Oh, that's interesting. That's not supposed to happen. Oh, is that because it's paused? Yes, because it's paused. Okay, so I'm just going to... Yeah, I'll just move that stuff up slightly. It's not a very good fix, but it is good enough. That's not what I want. Settings. Why do more than one word? Why do we have more than one word starting with S? Don't they know it confuses me when I'm tired in the morning? Alright. So, over here is this stuff. And why is that called reset stats button 1? Let's just get that one off there. Keep things a little bit neat. Okay, and let me just move that stuff up a little. Like so. I think that'll do. It does put that above the book, but just having them be usable at the moment is the point. Making them look nice, that's later, so that'll do. I'll just check that into version control as well. I could close that one, put that over there. I don't want settings to be open by default though. That is a version increase because I did a release. And this has some moving of things. Actually include some changes. All right, so it's good, that's done. Let's move this to showing the level number on the page. Shouldn't be too tricky. So just hide that main menu. So there's the page. And I do want it to be sort of related to these page bounds, in that it's just kind of sitting out there. Doesn't need to move or anything. Let's just put it right here. So let's just do text, and it's automatically put that under a canvas. I don't want it to be there. I want a world space canvas. That's what I'll need for the tutorial system as well, a world space canvas, so that's interesting. I'm going to call this the on-page canvas. Maybe just the page canvas. And this is going to be a world space. And our main camera will be the camera for that. And the sorting layer. What sorting layers do we have here? I want it behind the main menu, which is sorting layer 1. The victory dialog is sort order 0. I don't know how relevant these are. This should be behind all of them. Just going to mute there for a second. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. Insertions failed. Dimensions of color surface. Those are interesting errors. I'm going to ignore those for the moment and see if they go away. Because they were probably related to plonking this text here, not on a canvas. Let's clear those and see if they come back. Anyway, what I don't want is my victory dialog sort order 0. Let's screen space overlay. I think that's okay. So this page canvas, this text is our page number. And no. I'll just start with a reasonable number here. All right. So we'll just make that black for the moment. I'll make it smaller. Get that roughly positioned at the bottom right of the page. Make the whole thing smaller. I'd like that to line up with that. There's probably a place I can set that at. Okay. Yeah, we'll just align that to, oh no, not like that, to the right. And that. Where do you set the text match pro positioning? Oh, I have it at scale 1.14. That's interesting. This has a rectangle transform. Link it onto this page canvas. This is the page canvas here. So let's just line that up with the page. So I think this is where I will also put all of the tutorial text that will be coming up in the tutorial system. I feel like I'm saying tutorial in a weird way as well. Oh well. Let's just have the edges of that roughly fit with the edges of this page. Ignoring the rounded corner. There. Now I'll grab this text here and let's anchor that to the bottom right. And then move it. Oh, that's not moving. There. Just move that here. Okay, so it needs to be smaller. Maybe that size or so. I should possibly get more sleep. I think that would help. On the other hand, how would my kitchen get cleaned if I sleep instead? Because I could stop making games. But that's not going to happen. Oh, that was not a good thing to do. Do any numbers change when I move this? Because what I want is for that to be exactly joined onto the sides of there. Ideally. Not that it particularly matters other than going too narrow for it. Let's make it much wider than I need. I think I had to do something to change my HUD canvas so that it didn't intercept clicks. There was actually just the debug canvas stats debug text that I had to do something to, was it? I think I added canvas group and made it not interactable. In this case, I think we're okay. Because it's not going to be big enough to get in the way of anything. That's fine. Okay, so I have a page number text right here. So who's going to update that page number? I think the UI manager probably should handle that. So I might grab this page canvas and put it in the UI manager because that's managing the UI. What is this warning here? Keep vertex color in gamma space to allow gamma to linear color space conversion to happen in UI shaders. This will enhance UI color precision in linear color space. I kind of don't care about that. Like, unless we're talking about really horrible color precision. UI vertex colors are always in gamma color space, disregard of the player settings. I assume that means regardless of the player settings, or disregarding player settings. I mean, it doesn't have a ugly warning if I check that. But I don't know if that's going to mess up the performance of something. I'll have to read into that sometime. Alright, so I've got that level number. I've put that page canvas here. I mean, sorry, the page number. But who is going to handle that? I've given UI manager script. But it's really going to be showing the page number and showing the tutorial text. That's sort of the same responsibility, which is updating the text per level. So let's make a special script for that. I'll even put that in its own folder. I'm going to call this a page text system. And let's create a script for that. What will these components be? Let's call that a page text renderer. It doesn't do the actual rendering. Page text updater. There we go. So that can be responsible for updating the text on that page canvas. Let's pop it onto that page canvas there. Let's give it a moment, maybe. Page text updater. That name is in there. There we go. It's decided to build. Let's pop that on there. Now we have one of those. Let's put that right at the top there. And first thing I want to do is just add a place for that text to go. First thing I want to do is once again say I should go in and update my templates because I have not updated my templates so far. So let's make a serialized field. This will be a text mesh row GUI, and it will be called page number text. And let's just make a little public void show level number. With level. And yep, that looks good. Just update that text from other places. And might as well get this whole thing working here. Now, is it in Game Manager that we do stuff? Can I collapse all on here? Is there a key shortcut or something that would be quite useful? Collapse to definitions. Control M, Control O. There we are. It's much easier to see what's going on. Okay, so we've got reset level. Sets our level back to 0. We've got current level here. Whenever we set the level, we could do that. We don't have a singleton though. So let's make this into a singleton. Grab an instance. We just grab some stuff from the awake. Want that stuff to make a copy paste singleton. So that's just does us a little thing here. One day I'll extract this out so I don't have the same code copy pasted around the place. But not today, I think. I'm in the middle of something else. Okay, so anyway, now we can grab our current level here. Whenever we change that, I'm going to grab the instance of the, oops, missed a bit. I want basically that as well to publicly expose that instance. And just make that be one of these so that it makes sense. That should be private. It should be static actually. And private, both. Okay. Now that instance, and we just want to, what did we call that? Show level number. And set that to current level. There's now anytime we change the current level, it should be updated in there. I don't know if that bottom right corner is quite the right place for it. That's easy to move though when polishing the game, so no problem. So, yeah, it should always be starting with the main menu. So, starting showing 999, not really a problem. This bit just here where it's, oh, of course, I'm gonna actually put that text there, wire that up. So in other projects, in some projects, I've had code to wire up all of these things for me, so I don't have to drag them into place. But it's kind of overkill. I'll go grab that. I mean, I don't need that. I could press this button. Oh, that doesn't actually change the level. I need to add some stuff to my debug canvas there. Anyway, with that main menu, press play the game. Seems to be not updating a single thing. Let me just reset my level. Done. That changed the level at that point. So what's going on there is, to begin with, I'm not being modest here, by the way, it's just a bit cold. To begin with, the that instantly goes to 2 now, which is not quite what we want, because this is still 1, and it's not until we've hit next level that it's 2. Okay, so linking it to the to that current level is not quite right, and really I'm changing current level at the wrong time, but all my other code is depending on that at the moment. So current level. So this actually doesn't represent the level being displayed. It's not necessarily. There we go, so that's what that means. So we can't just go update that. But when we press the victory button, click OK here, that's when it actually progresses to the next level. And I believe in the main menu, that's what is being called. This is the play the game button. I'm going to rename it to play button because that's what it does. And that is both turning off the main menu and calling victory button, click OK. So I really should rename this sometime. So it calls reset level. Which basically generates the new level. It hides that victory dialog, and so yeah, this is really the place to update that instead. So let's grab that. And pop it here. And I should have designed my code a bit better because that should be an accurate reflection of the current level. But I don't want to go and break things and debug them at this point to make that work. Oh, it is difficult to. There we go. It's difficult to not make everything perfect. It's difficult to stop fixing something when it's good enough. Okay, that says 2, and this looks like level 2 because I see 2 empty slots. So that should be fine, and I'm pretty sure that's going to go like this. And that still says 2, and I hit next level, now it says 3. It's good. If there was a page turning animation, that would not look like it just suddenly updates. It would be nice if this was a little closer to the play area, but That's alright, I've got some animating to do. This hair length looks intermediate between those. Okay, enough of playing that. Yeah, you can always sort of pan down here or that or zoom out to see what level you're on, which I think is fine. Could put it in the middle, but this tree might start to impinge on that. Alright, I'm calling that finished. So let's make sure everything's saved. Check that into version control. Make sure there's nothing too wacky going on here. It's fine. Yeah, we've got an unnecessary start and update there. I will actually remove those because I don't think I'm going to use them. Okay. Okay, this is just a little self-code review. Okay, why are we getting this showing up even though there are no changes? Stats Manager, did I do anything to that? Can I have a little console? Here's my command line. Here's a git shell. Here, where? Told my system to open a git shell. Okay, here we are. Got a git shell here. Okay, run drive. Oh wait, am I on the wrong drive? Wait, where have I actually put this? Just here. Documents. Okay, so it's going to be in my user directory. I'm just keeping that off on this other monitor because I am showing all my directories and stuff, just in case there's something I didn't want to share. Yes. Okay, now we can bring that over here. Yes, I'm just trying to see what's going on with that Stats Manager file because I'm not seeing anything, any changes show up here. So we're in my project directory now, and prefix my actual Unity directory, Unity project directory with Hue. Then I have a parent directory that I can put other things in. And let's have a look what we get here. So we're seeing these untracked files, main game scene, etc. And we are showing this as being modified. I do that. It's not showing any difference. There's most likely something with line endings, but this usually just flags that. Anyway, Let's say level number. Show level number page. And I'll just make a commit that's I'd rather just check it in with the no changes to commit. Well, why are you showing it to me then? Oh, it was just taking its time to refresh. Fair enough. Okay, so that's done. Let's move on. How are we going for time? Yeah, about half an hour. Up to about half an hour. So I'll get started on the tutorial system. And I kind of already did by accident by adding this page text updater. So I might just grab a place I can sketch this. So what I want to have is for particular level numbers, I want to have specific text to show in specific places. And that'll be related to the generated tree. And hard-coded level trees as well. Good idea, yeah. So yeah, a few things to do there. So I can take a look at the text component of it. So let me just don't know why I want a game overlay when I open an image editor. But let me just open the stream sketches here and grab myself a new layer. I haven't been writing on my background, have I? No, good. I'll hide that. Grab a new layer, and this is yeah. So just use this as a blackboard. So let's just grab a color. All right, so basically I'll have my, let's just do, say this color. I have my page for a level, and let's say level 1 here, and level 2 here. There we go, and grab same or similar color. Different color. So one thing is I want this tree to potentially be generated by the tutorial system rather than the standard level generator system. So that's one thing. And then I also want to potentially have some text here. This represents some text. And maybe some other UI elements like an arrow. And I might also want to actually position this photo, for example, that goes in there. And maybe another one that would go like in here. Something like those are the sort of elements I've got to deal with. So got a page text. Do I right? No, right click does Alt alternative color. Where do I put my tools? I want an eyedropper. Oh, they're actually on here. I was looking out here where the other windows are. Don't mind me, it is early in the morning. I've somehow opened my history way over there on another monitor. Right, anyway. Back to brush. So, yeah, B, I've got this tree here. And then C, I've got this sort of tree here. Oh, that's ugly. Still grabbed a color from the edge. There, that's nearly better. Erase, tiny eraser. World's smallest eraser. Okay. So I guess those are the things I need to do here, and how am I going to do it? So text is going to have, it's going to have a position on the page, but where's the position going to be relative to? Probably if I hard code the trees, or I know the size of the trees, then I can have a position maybe just relative to the top left of the tree. That seems to make sense. So if I have a text box, then I can grab a totally different color here. So I can have the tree position, and I could have the text position as an offset from that point there. And same with the photo positions, really. An offset. It'll be either to there or to there. I think I have them arranged around the center. Maybe. Yeah, whatever it is. That's fine. And any other UI elements that I have, they can be arranged around that as well. Let's do that like that. I've got a couple of choices for how to do that. So I could have it all in code, which I think would end up quite ugly because I'd be manually tweaking numbers in the code. I could have something where I've got like a list of text in the inspector with positions that I can change in there. That would be a lot easier to make it work, to get things in the right place. Ideally, I would make a system where I can just drag things around in the inspector. That would mean more time coding up the widgets for that, getting it all working. But then it would be a lot quicker to make those tutorial levels. So I guess it sort of depends what tutorial levels I'm going to have. So I probably need to do that, but I can do that on a bit of paper. There. So I might just move this down there. So I will need to design those actual levels, but getting this system in place doesn't require designing them. Yeah, so I guess I need a way to represent all those positions, or for each element. We got like the sort of extra elements, which is like text or arrows, things like that. And they'll need to have a position. And that is the offset from the tree, maybe. Or I could have the actual tree position controlled by the tutorial. I'd probably have to update some of my tree positioning code to base it on a different position. So we've got text and arrows. Then we've got, this is sort of like extra elements. And then we got my like level elements. That's not how you spell level. Graphics tablet would make this work a lot better. Level elements, so we've got the tree and photos. So yeah, we could actually have a position for that, even if they are done as an offset from that, still have its position controlled in some way. So yeah, those have position as well. Okay, so text has a position. It's also going to have actual text to show. That might have rotation. And what image? So this could be so we could draw lines, or we could use images. Probably not an image, probably a line. So it'll need some line data. Position text, probably like width, so it can wrap. Or just size in general. Dimensions. So these are sort of what's going to make up a tutorial level. And I could put all of these into a scriptable object. That way I can play around with them and just chuck them into an array or something. Yeah, I think that could work well. Okay, so I think I want to update this a little. I might have used up most of my time for planning here, but so when I define a tutorial level scriptable object, it needs to have tree over tree constraints. I don't know if I just said the word constraint properly there, but I'm sure it doesn't matter. Okay, so we need the tree or tree constraints. We need like photos in and out of tree positions. I need text elements with positions and width. So dimensions. Need arrows. Positions and yeah, really just like line positions. So I'll probably just have like a standard curve that I use. Another approach that I didn't mention is just having every tutorial level just laid out somewhere. So just like just having all those elements that will belong on a tutorial level, just like arrange them on the page, on a canvas or something, and then hide them. So instead of having this page canvas here, have like one canvas per tutorial level and just slap the text and arrows and things on there. And then I would just need to generate the tree and show the correct one. That'd be a little quicker to do than needing to sort of position the text with code. I still need to handle generating the tree. But it wouldn't allow me to define the whole tutorial level as a self-contained scriptable object here. Instead, it would be some elements of the level would be defined there, and others would just be referring to a specific label or something of the campus or something. And then I can probably there are probably a few shortcuts I could do as well. Based on just showing, like having on here, I could just have a few available text elements and just reuse those. Rather than defining positions in here, I could just say text 1 is this, text 2 is this, and so on. And maybe just a very standard arrow that's just positioned, maybe a left arrow and a right arrow. So there are a few options there for taking shortcuts. But let me just arbitrarily choose this solution where a scriptable object just grabs the whole thing and go from there. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not the end of the world if you choose the wrong thing. You can always redo it. Scriptable objects, hey? Yeah, let's make a new script here. This will be tutorial level. And tree position settings is a scriptable object. So I probably want to steal some things from here. Like, first of all, just make it a scriptable object, not a mono behavior. And another thing is I'm going to just wholesale steal this asset menu code here. And it's going to be called tutorial. And let's give an order of 23. No, let's go to. Okay, we don't need to start an object update. This is a scriptable object after all. And what have we got in that one? We've just got a bunch of publics. So it's basically acting like a struct here. So I'll do the same here. So we're going to need a tree. There. So I had a note here where I could have hard-coded things. And these are some of the tutorial levels I would try and make. And then a note here to maybe randomize attributes. That don't matter, like if the tutorial's specifically doing something with hair texture, then just pick one random hair color to use for all of them so that it is easy to ignore. But that does make it more. There's a bit more to do here, maybe. Maybe not. Simpler if I just hard code that, I think. Even that would be better if it randomized each time. Do I want to record what level it's for? No, I don't think so. I think that's more the responsibility of where it appears in an array or some other thing that says, for this level number, use this level layout. Because, otherwise that's sort of weird responsibilities. Cool, so I want tree or tree constraints. I have to think about how I represent those. If I'm just defining all of the photos and just saying where they go in the tree, or if that's sort of separate for the ones that aren't in the tree. So today I'll be looking mainly at those text elements. So let's pop that there. Just put a to-do label in front of each of these. And let's have a look at these text elements. So, did I say I need for each one? Make that so small. So, position, text, size. we go. Let's make a struct to hold these. And so everything's going to be public anyway. Do a vector2 for the position. And maybe vector2 for dimensions. Look at that. That is private, so let's just slap a public on there. I thought structs were public by default. Are they not? I'm thinking of interfaces. Access modifiers. Class and struct accessibility. Struct members, including nested classes and structs, can be declared public, internal, or private. Class members, including nested classes and structs, can be public, protected, internal, protected, internal, private, protected, or private. Class and struct members, including nested classes and structs, have private access by default. I'm probably thinking of interfaces. Interface members are public by default. Yeah, which makes sense, given what interfaces are for. They are for public accessibility of, or they're defining the public interface to something. Cool. Anyway, let's get on with that. So we've got an array of those guys. What's going on with this? I did not give that a name. So now we've got this set of text elements defined in it. And that should be all we need to represent them. So yeah, and that UI overlay thing's going to get annoying. I should be able to create one of these things now. Just create a folder here for tutorial levels. And let's create a tutorial level. Tutorial level 01. And what have we got over here? That does not show up at all. Maybe I need to tell the inspector how to read those. Let's have a look. Since it's not a simple field. Let's see. Okay. That looks like someone who's facing the same kind of thing. Regardless of the grammar, getting an editor to work in a struct from a scriptable object. They've got a scriptable object representing a quest. Would have an array of structs. That's exactly what I'm trying to represent right there. So I don't think you can custom edit a non-scriptable object or a non-mono behavior thingy. Things you can select that are their own things. You create custom editors, things that are part of other things, serializable classes or structs. You create custom property drawers. That's going to be useful. Yes, that sounds like the right thing. Just write serializable and keep going. Where do I write serializable? Here? Okay, so if I put that here instead, let's take a look whether that has made any difference. And I'm out of time as well. Okay, that apparently did the trick. But I still think that writing a custom property drawer will be useful, potentially. There's a little bit to look into here to just refresh myself on how to basically, for this, be able to draw things on here. Element 0. Test tutorial text. I'm going to think of something more interesting than that, but I can't. Sorry, this test tutorial text is so boring. There. And dimensions. I don't know. kind of dimensions and positions would be good. Just going to go onto here and add a text. And I'm thinking all this text will be a standard size, color, etc. So something like that is too small. Be about that size. Maybe about that color. And what are we looking at here for dimensions? That's about 71 by 19. So we'll just anchor that there. And make another inspector window. Panels. Inspector. Can I make a new? Add tab inspector. Okay, let's pop this one down here. So I've got two inspectors. Okay. So dimensions, something like 70 by 20 would be reasonable. And then for a position, we could just have the absolute position. That would be simpler if I'm positioning everything relative to the origin. The only thing would be if I change the background, then everything would be wrong. I could probably make some kind of adjustment to it. So let's keep it simple and have these positions, because otherwise, just doing them roughly like that to see what happens. There, so I think I want this to have word wrap of some sort, wrapping enabled, allow overflow. Then if I get the sizing wrong, it's not too big a deal. Okay, that looks fine. I wonder if I can keep that text as a prefab. Just so that I can instantiate as many as I need. Or do I just keep an array of them on hand? Like tutorial text 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that page canvas positioned in the center, by the way? Do I want it to be? No, that's fine. So I've got this UI manager here, and I just, like, its position is way off somewhere there. Do I want that to be like that? But if I go moving it, okay, so that doesn't move the overlay canvases, it just moves the screen space canvases. I think I can fix that by just like make a new empty thing here. Pop all of these things into that. Then I can reset this. And then put all these things back, and they should automatically have their positions adjusted. And finally get rid of that game object. Alright, I think I can unlock that inspector and close this one. Okay, so now if I look at this page canvas, it's much more sensible. I do want that to be... Oh yeah, no, that does actually legitimately need to have a particular position. So that's fine. Okay, cool. So I've got this sample tutorial text. Let me just grab this prefabs directory, put a tutorial text in there so that will just allow me to keep my text settings consistent. And what else am I going to need? In this page canvas script, I'm going to need reference to that. That's in the page text updater. So to Control K, Control M. What was the quick outlining? Collapse, Control M, Control O. Okay, not even close. There we are. And I've accidentally hit the shortcut for find as well. All right, so prefab for that tutorial text. Goes right there. So now I should be able to tell it not update, as this thing is suggesting, but and that will be a tutorial text element. So how do you display one of these? You basically grab that prefab, how do you instantiate a prefab again? You call instantiate, don't you? Go, and we've got some overloads, haven't we? Parent. So we'll position that within this page canvas. I'll probably put it in a specific organizing game object so that I can clear those out. Instantiating world space, is that true by default? False for relative position. Don't want to rotate it. Wait, was there one with we've got just the original, we can give it a parent transform, whether it's world space. We can do one where we give it a position and rotation. Position, rotation, and parent. I'm interested in those T overloads as well. The generically typed overloads, because if I can have this return the specific type that I'm looking for, that would be good. Let me just see what those are about. Those are all taking object. So here. Object of type T. Don't need to cast the result to a specific type. So if that was a missile, then, oh, okay, so we just have a particular type of prefab. Let's do it as that. So if I had that as a, say, TextMesh Pro GUI, then I could instantiate that. So I've got a position, it needs a rotation. So we'll just give it a identity and parent transform. So that should mean my new text element here. Set that text. And set direct transform. We're looking for width. How is the size here? It's a rectangle transform. It's width and height just there. Size relative to the distance between the anchors. Hmm. So I've got a position. Is it size delta? It doesn't seem right. I'm just going to Google that. Is it size delta? Size delta. Cool, so yeah, we just want apparently to set the size delta. There. That's everything we have in that, isn't it? Sorry, in here. Yeah, got those three things. So that should work. So got this tutorial level. Let's just, for the moment, just slap these in here. Um, just an array of tutorial levels. And um, yeah, sure. That was just like what I suggested guard there, basically. That's fine. Let's just introduce a local here. That's not the right key shortcut. Yes, introduce a local. Okay, for each of those. Suggestion again. For each loop. Okay, so for each text element. Like that. But I want to remove all the existing ones as well. I won't worry about that for now. Okay, so what I should have now is in here, this tutorial levels list. Should be able to add tutorial level 01 and should be able to add a quick button on here. Yep, good. Just do that with it. And that's a good size of button. Perfect. No, just joking. I need to make that a little smaller. So we'll just do that and that. Fantastic. Perfect. Button. It is indeed a button. There. Even better. So what we want on this button is this. We want to click on this to do page canvas, page text updater, test tutorial level, and we'll just do that with 0 for now. And that might work. Boom. Ah, look at that. Sorry, this test tutorial text is so boring. I'm going to press the button again and again and again, and it's piled up some of these tutorial texts. So that's good. Didn't need to delete them, they'll disappear anyway. Okay, so let me just make an empty game object here, and this is tutorial texts. Right there. Can delete this prefab one and just add a here a transform just to be the parent. Those tutorial texts, and that way then we can at the start of here. Yeah, so that means the parent transform here should be tutorial texts. And then whenever we're pressing this test button for the moment, You basically want to remove all the children. Want to destroy them all. I'm sure there's an easy way to destroy all children. Probably when I reset levels. Yeah, just line feed endings, please. I should get a template with line feed endings, and then that should set everything up to work well. What do I have here? Control M, Control O. Yeah. So when we reset level, what do we do? Clear goal people. That, I think, is the kind of thing that... Okay, that's a list. Yeah, that display. For each child and transform. And I'm destroying them outside of that. I'm just going to grab this whole thing. I'm destroying them outside of the iteration to make sure that it doesn't break everything there. Oh, this should just be a reusable helper. Because it really is just like if I grab that, again, wrong key shortcut, and that's the wrong one as well. Here we go. Yes, I want to extract a method. I've got half an hour long that I meant to. Better wrap this up. Got things to get on with. Okay, this is just called clear children. But it should really take a transform. This will call parent. We don't need tutorial text as transform because it is a transform, but we'll just call it parent. There. Yeah, so that should go to a utility where I can reuse it anywhere, because clearing the children of a game object is something that I want to do multiple times. Okay, so that should basically work, and let me make another text in here. And good, it's copied the other one. This one is much better. Sincere apologies. Let's just put that somewhere else. -30, for example, there. And let's see how that goes. Yeah, you can't press a button by clicking it in here. In here. Yes, of course. Getting an unassigned reference because I did not put this just here. Okay. Let's see if the computer was fast enough that I could just instantly drag them across as soon as I'd written the code, but I'd have to wait for it to recompile. So then I don't end up doing it. Okay. Yes, that appears to have done that. I think it's clearing the existing ones as well. I could use object pooling for these. It's probably not going to be relevant given the thing. And to fully test that now, I can make another level. Yeah. So I'll create one of those tutorial levels. And just give that one, say 3 of them. And I suppose this one, say grow up. And this one will say third post. And just get an idea. Okay. Let's pop that one at 20. Sorry, no. All of these are around -20. Do them with a loft so I can see the difference. And let's go 40, 0, and -40. Yes, I just typed 0 over the top of 0. And we'll do them all 50 by 50 because I guess possibly not me. Alright, so now I need to actually add that to the list of tutorial levels. There we are. And now we should have something working. Not working for the actual game, but that test button should cycle us through those. No, it shouldn't. Didn't make it cycle anything. Oh yeah, doesn't cycle anything because I just made it so that I can enter the number on that button itself. Okay, so that should do level 1. And that'll do the next one. Could have made it cycle through. Cool. Okay. Cool. There is a way to display tutorial text. And actually, I think it's kind of cool that you can possibly have that hidden by some things. I won't position it so that it overlaps those. But I guess that makes sense. It would be on top of those. So I could make that narrower as well. That's 70, so let's go for something more like 40. Yeah. And is that position of the center? Or does it grow on both sides or just one side? Oh, it probably depends how I have it arranged. I've got it left aligned. But when the width changes, it is growing on both sides. Yeah, that should be fine. I can change how that works if I want. Yeah, so the main thing I have here is that positioning this like this is nice. Doing position dimension. But that doesn't easily carry over into this scriptable object here. So it'd be nice to make some kind of custom editor for that. But that's about as far as I'm going to get with that today. So let's just save everything. And does it make sense to make a commit? Yeah, I think I've got some stuff working here. Yeah, I'm just going to commit that all as one big lump of content. Yeah, I'll clean it up later. Doesn't matter too much if that single commit isn't divided up into sensible bits and test stuff. So yeah, I've got overtime, so I'm just going to end the stream there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.